certain sections.
We'll make it easy
Okay,
for
before we
us.
go, get into that, so here's the colossal sulcus. What is this? Right over
Longitudinal
here.
fissure.
Well, there's the longitudinal fissure. Yeah, the singular gyrus. And then what is superior to that? Is the cingulate sulcus. And what is this over here?
Superior front,
Yeah, medial frontal gyrus.
One more time.
Yeah, it's actually, physically, it's the medial surface of the superior frontal gyrus, but
Right.
it has this special name which we have to use because it's part of the international terminology.
Right.
It's called the medial frontal gyrus, right over there. And in between the medial frontal gyrus and the cingulate gyrus is the cingulate sulcus. So I can ask this on any of a lot of different sections because since they go this way, they get cut over and over again in coronal planes of section.
I
Now,
have a question. So
yes.
most things like repeat, are you more likely to ask like same thing twice or 3 times? Or?
well, there are certain things that I'm likely to ask on both the horizontal section and a coronal section,
No, I was
such
gonna say
as
so.
the
I'll
basal
show you the
nuclei.
microphone to you.
Not every single one of them again, but if it looks somewhat different on the horizontal and the coronal, I may very well ask them twice, just to emphasize
All right,
that.
no more stupid questions.
Okay, so now, there are certain sections which you have to be able to, for which, there are certain slices for which you have to be able to say whether you're looking at the anterior or the posterior surface without looking at the flip side. And so you have to infer the flip side. And this is one of them. So if I want to ask which side of the section, I won't show the flip side on this one.
Tricky, come on,
Now,
help us
We're
out.
right here.
Which side is this one?
That's the
Posterior.
Yeah, the posterior side. Now, how do you know this is the posterior side?
Because
The
it's the
anterior
anterior horn
horn.
of the lateral ventricle.
Yeah, you can see the anterior horns of the lateral ventricle. And you know, that, what tells you that you can't see them on
Oh,
the
because
flip
you can't
side?
see it, it's not, the horn isn't open, it's like
Right,
a
you-
wall.
since you can see the pole of the horn,
right. So now that's gonna be anyway.
then it indicates to you that you can't possibly see it on the other side, so this must be the posterior side. So you have to
I don't
use,
get it.
well,
See,
since
like, it's like here you can see through it. See.
This is a
you can
posterior,
see
posterior
the
what?
anterior horns of the lateral ventricles, and you can see the poles, as they dead end there, that means you won't be able to see them
Can you show me the other side?
on
I'm
the other
like
side.
bugging.
See?
Like what?
So that's anterior?
Yeah, that's anterior.
But said it's gonna meet with another piece.
You see, so the fact that you can see the
Didn't you say that
poles,
this was
the
anterior
poles of
before?
the fact that you can see the poles of the anterior horn here indicates that you won't be able to see any part of the lateral ventricle on the other side, and therefore this must be the posterior side. That's
I
the way
wrote
that works.
anterior before when you
The
said.
other side's the anterior side.
Yeah, that's right. This is the posterior side. Here, to see the poles of the,
No, when we saw the
to
lateral
see,
ventricle.
to see the poles of the anterior horns of the lateral ventricle, you must be looking from posterior toward anterior. There's no way to see the poles looking from anterior to posterior. You'll either see no lateral ventricle or you'll see it opened up. You can only see the poles when looking from posterior to anterior, okay?
Pole is the anterior pole, right?
Yeah, this is the
Or the
anterior
cavity,
pole of the
right?
whole ventricle,
Okay.
or the pole of the anterior horn, okay?
Hold on, anterior horn.
So this is a section which Haynes doesn't have. So,
I hate holding.
So do I.
no, it's good.
We all sold it.
I sold it.
No,
I used it for firewood.
We're joking.
I'm getting hits right now.
there's only a few things that aren't labeled that are in the photograph necessarily. And then, for whatever reason, you would think that they would include a section
Yeah,
like
you
that.
would think.
But that may have been a publisher's decision.
That's true.
Yeah, where they said X number of images and no more because of the cost of printing a book with so many pictures. And then he decided what to exclude. They told him to figure out. And then he decided he could sacrifice that